What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Professor Anime. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, guys, I'm here to bring you all my review of Berserk 2016 episode 5. So let's get this started. So at the time of this recording right now, Berserk volume 18 is currently out of stock, which is a shame for me because I have volumes 1 through 17 of Berserk and I really want volume 18 so I can, complete the collection. And since I don't have volume 18, I didn't really think I would be able to, compare the anime to the manga. However, I just went online and read the some of the chapters that actually were covered in this episode, and I really didn't see a major difference. There was probably only one thing that they skipped out on, and that was when Casca was at the riverbank with this other prostitute, and then all of a sudden her brand ends up bleeding on her chest, and then she sees the demons, and then we automatically cut to the part with Isidro and Guts' encounter with the demons. Now, the only thing that they really skipped out on is that in the manga, we saw that Casca was actually experiencing the demons, and she could get a presence of the incubi that was actually there that was causing the demons to come out. And it just would have been really cool to see the reaction to that, because in the manga, when we see the incubi, we're like, oh shit, we know what's going down and everything. It would have been really cool to see her reaction as to what was causing the demons, but instead we only see that hand pop out in the anime, and then all of a sudden it cuts right to the part with Isidro and Guts. So all in all, in theory, it's really not that big of a deal. Immediately after that scene with Casca and the incubi, we immediately go into the second half of that chapter, and we see that the focus is being on Farnese now, and she's learning more about Father Mozgus and everyone else residing within the Tower of Conviction. Now, I'm pretty sure that they didn't skip this. It wasn't for the fact of, like time constraints or anything. I'm just pretty sure they're going to save this for the next episode, and honestly, it probably would be more effective to save that portion for the next episode, because it does seem like stuff is going to really get heated in the next episode. So, what actually went down in this episode of Berserk? So, we get to see Isidro in the beginning of this episode, which was pretty cool to see. Now, if anybody doesn't remember who Isidro was the kid with the red hair in the beginning of episode 1 that we saw, who was at the bar when Guts first encountered Puck, or first, saved him. So basically, Isidro is supposedly going to be Guts' apprentice. That's what I've been hearing, and that is what has been foreshadowed in this episode of Berserk as well. Now, Isidro, it looks like he gets himself into a little pickle in the beginning of this episode, as we have these guards, trying to get, the food that he stole from somebody, because this kid does in fact live on his own, but it seems he has a knack for surviving, because it seems like he added some poison to the food beforehand because he knew that the guards would want to get the food. Now, apparently it wasn't like non-lethal poison, I guess, from what he said, but we still get to see that this kid does have some hidden talent within him to, survive. He can basically take care of his own. And then all of a sudden, the Bakke Raka clan arrive in this episode, which was very surprising to see. Like, I read the chapters before actually seeing this episode, but I was very surprised that the Bakke Raka actually return yet again in the series. Now, the Bakke Raka clan, okay? If anybody remembers in the 1997 version of Berserk, I believe it was the 90s version of Berserk, we saw pretty much a glimpse at the Bakke Raka. However, in the movies of Berserk, we actually got to see like a full-on fight between the leader of the Bakke Raka and Guts when Casca's group of the Band of the Hawk, the remaining members of the Band of the Hawk, are being overrun because now Casca has taken charge and Griffith was being tortured. We actually got to see that one of the leaders of the Bakke Raka arrive at their tent, and we got to see Guts and the Bakiraka leader actually fight it off with one another, which was pretty cool to see. So I'm very interested to see actually what's going to go down with that regarding the Bakiraka leader and also Guts. To see them actually make another confrontation between one another and to see them actually go all out yet again, that's going to be pretty cool to see. Meanwhile, we actually have a small group of travelers that are traveling alongside with the church and the Holy Iron Chain Knights. There seems to be famine that is going on with that, and it seems like the church is actually hiding, you know, food from these group of people, and we see that, you know, they are slowly dying off. We have kids who are, you know, just becoming super skinny. We have that one kid that apparently this mother was holding, and she said to Father Mozgus that we need, you know, food. We can't live on watery soup for days on end. We need proper nourishment. And Father Mozgus, which is supposedly like the priest of whatever sort of cult he is a part of, we have him go to the Tower of Conviction with the mother and child, and he does give proper nourishment to the child. We see that there is a doctor who looks over the child to give him proper nourishment, and it seems like the child is actually going to, you know, be okay. But, however, we see that Father Mozgus directs the mother into a torture chamber room, and he basically tells her, I love the devotion you have as a mother for your child. You will go the extra mile in order to protect your child and give it proper nourishment. I respect that. I admire that. However, you were trying to steal food from the church, and a sin is still a sin. So therefore, while your son might not, you know, be responsible for this, you, as a fact, are responsible for your own actions, and therefore you are going to be one that is going to be punished. So what does Father Mozgus end up doing? He places her on the chair, and then the torturing for her sins ends up beginning, and we can hear the screams and everything, and we get to see the grotesqueness that was involved in that scene with, you know, once they open up the door and we see the torturing chamber. Like, I was very surprised on how they animated that, you know, because I thought they were going to censor some things, but they actually showed a lot of, you know, stuff within that scene. Of course, the manga, I would say, is more detailed and grotesque within that scene. However, from what they showed in this episode regarding the torture chamber of Berserk, I was very surprised on. And of course, we also get to see that Casca is being taken care of by prostitutes. Now, apparently, I guess she is being taken care of by the woman that we saw at the end of episode 4 that said, hey, you know, you can't be doing this around the church. You know, if they see you acting all weird, you know, they're going to kill you, you know, when we first saw Father Mozgus. Now, I admire the fact that Casca is being taken care of, you know, by someone right now, because as of right now, she cannot take care of herself at all. And it seems like the woman is a very nice person, but, you know, I'm very worried for Casca because, you know, honestly, if you really think about it, the story to Berserk is probably more tragic for Casca than it is for Guts. You know, I mean, Guts, what he's been through is just like, shit, but to see my goddess, you know, go through this, you know, and she can't do anything about it, like, I'm just saying, you know, the tragedy for Casca is real, and, you know, if she is with prostitutes, you know, there might even become a point in which she might get raped, and oh my god, I just don't know, especially in the condition that she is in, like, I just hope that this girl is going to be, you know, taken care of, keeping a close eye on Casca, because, I mean, Casca can't take care of herself right now. Oh, man. But, yeah. So, I really enjoyed this episode, to be quite honest with you. I mean, in the beginning of my Berserk 2016 reviews, like episodes 1, 2, and a little bit of 3, I was a little bit rantish. However, 4 and 5 have actually been subsequently good, I would say, because, you know, it seems like they are trying to stick to the source material now without actually skipping a whole bunch of content, you know. So I at least admire the fact that they are now, you know, adapting the original source material and actually, you know, taking their time adapting these chapters. So I'm very happy with this week's episode of Berserk. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments down below, and of course, if you like this video, don't forget to drop a like. It always helps out the channel. And if you want to see more from me, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.